only came to make a deposit, but she saw everything except the truth. It was supposed to be a quick stop, a simple deposit before lunch. Carter Daniels walked into the bank with quiet confidence, dressed in a clean white shirt and tailored slacks, holding a company check and a calm smile. His presence was soft, respectful, the kind of man who never raised his voice even when the world raised its hand against him. The teller glanced up. Her smile faltered the moment she saw him. Her tone turned flat, cold. Deposit for who? For Carter Daniels, he said politely. Business account, Daniels Logistics. She squinted at the check, her lips curling with disbelief. This is your business? She asked, emphasizing your like it was an insult. Her suspicion wasn't subtle. It was loud, heavy, and laced with arrogance. She picked up the phone and muttered into it, possible fraud. Check looks off. The whisper wasn't quiet enough. People in line heard, heads turned, someone sighed, another smirked. And just like that, Carter wasn't a customer anymore. He was a suspect. He stood there, still, controlled, heart pounding in his chest, but face unreadable. He knew the script. He'd seen this play before. Different setting, same judgment. Camera pans slowly to Carter's calm face, jaw tight. He's holding it in. Welcome to Splendid Tales, where the quietest people carry the loudest stories. As the security guard began walking toward him, Carter's grip on the check tightened slightly. Not in fear, but in patience. Because what she didn't know was that she was seconds away from exposing herself to something much bigger than her pride. Stay tuned. You'll want to see what happens next. And before we move on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real, powerful stories like this one. The manager arrived, a tall man with a tight smile that didn't reach his eyes. He looked at Carter, then at the teller, and sighed like he'd already made up his mind. Sir, we'll need to verify this check, he said. Please step aside. Carter nodded, no argument, disfriending if he simply stepped back, calm as ever. The security guard lingered nearby, hand resting lightly on his belt. The air in the bank grew thick, judgment hanging like smoke. People whispered. One woman muttered, "They're getting smarter with those fake businesses now." Another chuckled under her breath. Through it all, Carter stood still. He could have shouted. He could have walked out. But instead, he breathed slowly, the way a man does when he's been tested too many times before. And while the teller smirked behind her glass, thinking she'd caught another fraud, she didn't notice the quiet detail that would flip everything. A small silver pin on Carter's collar, the federal emblem of his logistics contract with Homeland Security. He waited. She gloated. But patience, as always, was power. This is Splendid Tales, where silence doesn't mean weakness, it means timing. Before we move on, tell me, what would you have done if you were Carter? Would you keep calm or call her out right there in front of everyone? Uh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Minutes dragged like hours. Carter sat quietly in the waiting area while the teller and manager whispered behind the glass, their laughter faint but sharp. Every so often, the teller shot him a glance, the kind that said, "I've got you figured out." She had no idea how wrong she was. Outside, the sunlight gleamed off a sleek black SUV parked by the curb, the kind usually used by federal agents. The driver inside glanced at his watch, then at the bank doors. He was waiting. Carter's phone buzzed. A message flashed from Director L. Myers, Homeland Security Logistics Division. Open quote, arriving now. Let's finalize the new security transport agreement. Close quote. He smiled faintly, then slid the phone into his pocket. That quiet detail, the one the teller ignored, was about to shift the whole balance of power. When she returned, her smirk had grown wider. Sir, the system can't verify your business credentials. You'll have to leave the check here for investigation. Carter looked at her. Calm. Of course, he said, standing, but I think your next visitor might want to speak with you too. Before we move to the next part, tell me, have you ever been underestimated by someone who had no idea who you really were? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because karma's about to walk. The bank doors opening sliced through the tension. Two men and a woman walked in. Suits sharp, badges gleaming, the air changed instantly. The teller straightened up, her fake confidence flickering. Carter Daniels, one of the agents said warmly. Sorry for the delay, sir. Director Myers asked us to meet you here for your deposit confirmation. Every head turned. The silence was deafening. The teller's smirk melted right off her face as realization hit like lightning. The man she'd accused of fraud was the very contractor her bank had been waiting to partner with for months. The manager stammered, "Mr. Daniels, we didn't realize." Carter just smiled faintly. "You weren't supposed to. That's the problem." Phones came out. Customers filmed as one of the agents looked directly at the teller. "Ma'am, we'll need to speak with your supervisor. Discrimination during a federal transaction is a serious issue." The teller's knees almost gave way. Her face turned pale. The same security guard who'd hovered over Carter now stepped aside, shame in his eyes. Carter finished his deposit calmly, turned toward the crowd, and said quietly, "Sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's patience waiting for truth." The next day, the video went viral. The teller's badge was gone, her reputation shattered. The comment said it best: she tried to humiliate him, but he cashed in karma instead. This is Splendid Tales, where arrogance burns itself out and karma never misses. Before you go, tell me, was the teller's downfall satisfying, or should karma have gone even further? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories that prove truth always deposits itself in the end.